Hello, Internet and Proselyte. It's time to do the in-action review of the silicon, and it is a variation of a dream hose. I did find that out. So, big plus on this one in comparison to the last one, it is washable, obviously. Shorter handle as well. Now, it actually feels heavier than this one, only mentally, I think, because it feels so dense. The Sheikah hose felt fluffy and soft. This feels dense, and it still looks like a medical apparatus to me. That's neither here nor anywhere. The draw, I'm actually going to say it's better than the Sheikah, and on par with Fancy. Now, because Fancy hoses are, for me, the staple of washable hoses, where'd it go? Here's your average Fancy hose, new hose. Handle is identical length. Even though this one looks shorter, it only appears shorter because of optical illusion to that fact it is so much thicker. Oh, and stipulation of this hose here that Carnalis sent to me, didn't say that right, did I? I'll just abbreviate it to Carn, was that I continue to wear my fez, which I forgot. So, there we go. Now, what's interesting is the diameter of the interior. There you go. About the same. Kind of shocking. However, inside, wider, and the tube, it's hard to tell, but it is barely wider. The reason it's hard to tell is because this is also much thicker of a material. So, I would have thought it would give a little better draw. It might, but it's so microscopically better that I'm not really going to consider it. However, the smoke seems to be denser. I'm not sure how to account for that. I think it may be the slightly thicker interior diameter of the hose itself. So this is very, very nice, yet it's very, very modern looking, not necessarily my aesthetic. It works wonderfully. I know there are modern Zen style folks out there who would love the aesthetic of this thing, but to me it looks a little bit like a cross between I'm smoking a ballpoint pen, a giant crayon, feels like a giant crayon kinda, and some sort of medical device. But that's only the silicon tubing that makes me think that. Maybe that's just me. Anyhow. It's good. It's very good. It's very, very nice. And the anti-hose, which I have now decided that it should be called, is there. It has a good taper to fit into most things, but the weight of it, if you put it into a very small hose port, I think the weight would knock it out. Something to be thoughtful of. If you have I suppose, a Syrian pipe with a smaller hose port, it may fall out. And the reason I didn't say a Chinese pipe with a smaller hose port is because you should not own one. There should. I was afraid there was going to be some silicone taste from the hose. There's not. For me, because this is a second-hand hose. Nicely washed, very clean when it came to me. However, I think the silicone flavor has been washed out of it. I assume, and from accounts I've heard, when you first get one, you're going to want to wash it and wash it until that flavor goes away. Very good, very nice. Again, the only thing I can knock is the aesthetics, so I'm only going to rate it on the functionality, which is a freaking 10. Awesome functionality, guys. Good hose. I may try more D-hose dream products, if you will. But, yeah, as far as this goes, that's that. And I actually really dig the bubbles. Little tiny bubbles. They do not penetrate to the interior. If they did, that would be a washing issue. I do not know if some of these have that issue. They might. They definitely, excuse me, they definitely do not penetrate to the exterior, which would be a lesser issue, but still you would feel it and it'd be bothersome to me. Once again, thank you very much, Karn, from hookahpro.com. And if you're not part of hookahpro.com, why? Go do it. It's free. Good information.